Yeah, I've actually talked to many friends, and most of them echo this idea that we are helpless in this world of technology because these are large technology companies that are deploying these algorithms on us, and there's not much we can do. But in fact, there is. We have power in terms of our knowledge, our votes, and our dollars. So let's look at that, how that might play out. Anytime a decision is made for us or about us, we should ask ourselves, did an algorithm make that decision? We should next ask ourselves, how did it change the kinds of choices we would have made or that would have been made about us? And maybe we're okay with those changes, but if we are not, we should actually then think about, do we want to continue using these technologies? And we have control. We can decide not to use them. We can demand changes. We can even vote for elected representatives who provide us a set of rights that I think are important. And I call this an algorithmic Bill of Rights. And these are basic rights we can have. And in fact, let's look at how that might play out in practice. So consider Facebook. There's been a lot of controversy recently about Facebook circulating false news, about Facebook creating an echo chamber where we don't see a broad range of perspectives and so on. And again, we're not helpless here. Each of us, first of all, needs to remind ourselves that every time we see a news story on Facebook, an algorithm decided which of thousands of news stories to show us. Next, we should ask, how are these news stories selected? In my book, I actually explain how that works. Facebook's algorithms look at what news stories we click on, which friends we engage with, and select news stories based on that. So if we unfriend people who have different viewpoints than us, then clearly that's going to narrow the kinds of news stories we see. So we need to stop unfriending people who have different viewpoints, and we need to also make sure that when we see a news story that appears false, we could verify it through other sources, and if we continue to believe it's false, we can alert the person who shared the news story. We can also, just with 2 clicks of a button, alert Facebook's algorithms that we believe the news story is false. So there's a lot we can do. And again, if we can demand more transparency from Facebook, and if we're not happy with it, we can walk away from Facebook, and that's control we have. And of course, we can go back to our elected representatives and demand more rights about transparency and other such things from them.